Hi, everybody. Today we are going to talk about some outreach ideas. Going into AEP, I get a lot of calls about how you can outreach to your book of business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got a lot of good ideas for you between us and Advocate. I think you're going to see those ideas come alive today. So I'm going to share my screen here. We've got a good PowerPoint for you. So let me get it started here. Can you see that? Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. Is this the thing that I'm seeing in your way? No? Okay. All right. So the first part is just, are you ready? You know, AEP is not very far away. We tend to want to think that it is, but it's right around the corner. October 15th will be here before you know it. So we're just right here. So we've got to really start thinking about how you're going to start reaching out to your members and getting them ready to start meeting with you. And one of the ideas that we're going to talk about today is ringless voicemail. This is one of the best ideas ever. And we talk about that a lot, and people call me and they go, well, I just don't know how to do it. And I don't know a lot about it. So that's what we're going to go over today. It can be a powerful tool to outreach to your, for agents to do compliantly and thoughtfully. So I think people worry, am I being compliant and calling my people? And is it something that people are going to be frustrated with? Those are two concerns. So we're going to tell you today how to do that. Ringless voicemail drops a voicemail directly into your member's voicemail box without their phone even ringing. So it's less intrusive than just cold calling your member and can be used for reminders, updates, and follow-ups. Well, if we can get it to... So there are different ways that as a Medicare agent, you can use the voicemail, the ringless voicemail. You can use it for appointment reminders. You can use it for AEP notifications. You can use it just to check in with your existing clients, or you can use it for educational messages. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use this tool. And I've just kind of given you some examples here. So during AEP, one of the things that you could call your members about is just simply just drop a message in and say, hi, this is Lisa. AEP's coming up, and this is a great time to review your Medicare plan. Call me if you'd like to look at your 2026 options. So what's going to happen is that you're going to, their phone is not even going to ring. They're just going to look down and they're going to see that they have a voicemail all of a sudden. And they're going to listen to that voicemail, and it's going to have one of these messages. And it's just any kind of message that you want to leave. And it's going to just have your voice saying whatever message you want to get out to them. It can be just checking in with them. It can say, hi, I just wanted to make sure you're happy with your current Medicare plan, if you've had any changes in your health or your prescriptions. So let's review to be sure that you're still in the right plan, if that's what you're doing, just to try to reach out to your members. So there's a lot of different uses in the ringless voicemail, and it's just a great way to reach out to them. Josh, you got something?
I just have a statement or a question to you, Lisa. Wouldn't this be a great thing for those that have a PNC offices to do a ringless voicemail? That would be that you could say, hey, this is so and so. We now offer Medicare because those are your clients. That would be a great opportunity for that, right?
Absolutely.
I
So
just wanted
like
to
we
make
said,
sure.
there's so many different uses for it. Just like Josh was saying, if you're just trying to get the message out to your members, and a lot of people think, well, is it compliant? And what are those compliance considerations? So that's what we wanted to talk about a little bit for you, because people get a little nervous about, can I reach out to those, to those clients? And the best practice is just to make sure that you're reaching out, I guess, to your existing book of business, because you can do that. We get those calls all the time. Can I reach out to those people? Well, of course you can. They're your members. So they've really given you that contact or that permission to reach out to them. So the best practice is to use the ringless voicemail only to clients who have given you permission to contact them. You want to never use the ringless voicemail to promote specific plans or benefits unless you followed the CMS approved scripts. You want to just keep it general, helpful, and client focused. So in other words, you don't want to call and leave that voicemail saying, hey, so-and-so, we've got a great Humana plan, H5216179, that's going to cost you $0. And it's got this, and this copay. That's not what you want to do. You do not want to leave specifics on that message, but you just always want to be general and keep it helpful and client focused. But a good strategy to just remember about this ringless voicemail is to always use it with your existing book of business for service and retention, and just not as a cold lead generator. So that's just a good rule of thumb. And always provide a way for the clients to opt out for future messages. If somebody were to call your office or reach out to you and say, look, I'd want to quit getting these messages from you, you've got to make sure that you somehow can make a note that they do not keep getting these messages. So make sure that you can keep up with that somehow, okay? Because if they tell you they don't want to get them, you sure don't want to keep calling them. Josh, you got anything else on being compliant?
Oh no, you are the most compliant person I've ever met. I love it. This is good stuff right here.
So here we've just given you a sample script, just simply for Medicare enrollment. It's just talking about what you could say during the Medicare season if this is the reason that you're using this ringless voicemail. And if you're interested in doing this simply for AEP, I can send you some examples of, maybe I think we've got some examples from Travis that he's got a few that I can send out to you, and you can actually listen to them. But this is just one that I've put on here for you to, if you just want to go by it when you're leaving it. And then the next screen is just going to show you what I need from you on how to do this, because this is the call that I get all the time, is what do you need from me? And it's very easy. Okay. I don't need names of your members or anything. All I need is the phone numbers in an Excel spreadsheet. And that's it, just phone numbers. I need to know when you send those to me in that Excel spreadsheet, I need to know in the body of the email, the phone number that you want the message to be coming from. So in other words, if you don't want the message to show up that it's coming from your cell phone, but you want it coming from your office number, we can make it look like it's coming from your office number, okay? I need to know what day you want the message to go out on. So if you want it to go out on October 14th or October 2nd, I just need to know that. Now, another thing, if you have 500 people that you're wanting this to go out to, you got to think about that. If you want 250 to go out one day and then 250 to go out 5 days later, I've got to have those on 2 different Excel spreadsheets. You can't send them to me all in one. They've got to come on 2 different Excel spreadsheets, okay? And then I've got to have your voice message. And the way to do that voice message is very simple. On your cell phone, if you hit your search button down at the bottom and type in voice memo, it will come up and it allows you to record a message. And that's where you record that message and you can save it and just send it over to me. You can download it and then send it to me. And that's how you can actually upload it to your email and you can send it to me that way. But if you've got any questions, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to Kim Bruner. Both of us are the ones that are going to be sending this to the little guy that does this for us. And we have loads of credits to do this for you. So we are not charging you to do this at all. This
Woo! Free money,
free of
dude.
charge for you. That's the best part. So if you're interested in doing this, we encourage you to take advantage of it. Okay.
Hold on. At least I got a phone book over here. I'm going to send you an Excel sheet in a minute. Okay.
Josh, no. Yes, we will do anything for you, Josh. The next slide's just going to talk about advocate resources. We've got so many resources through Advocate, our partner. So Josh is going to talk a lot about that for you. And I hope that you take advantage of these things. So take it away, Josh.
All right. Well, so are you still in control of this? So you can click the
Yeah,
next
but I'm
slide.
going to stop sharing.
Okay, yeah, because I want to share the screen. I just want to talk on a few things. You did really good on time, Lisa. That is very impressive. Um, so I'm fixing to how do we share on a Zoom? Here we go. Um, let's just get right here. I'm just going to use that. So, how many people on this call knows that with an advocate that you could send what they call the annual notice of change letters to your current members? There's a link that we usually send out, and if you say I didn't get it, it may have went to your junk mail, but we send it out every year. And if you need me to resend that, I just want everybody to make sure that you write down my number right now. Okay. So if you don't have it already, it's 334-268-8843. Okay. And I can send you that link. I mean, we're getting a lot across the whole country right now. So with it being 9/17, if you're going to do this, I would do this with it. And again, it walks you through all of that. But I would do that here pretty quickly because it's usually about a 2 to 3 week turnaround right now because of the amount of requests that we have, which is fine. That would hit you right before. I mean, it's going to get there before the 15th and all. So it's better to do it than not to do it if you plan on doing it. So with that being said, we'll send a letter on your behalf to your members with your information on the, to them for no matter how big a book of business that you have. If you'll just, when you text me, hey, I want to do this, text me your email address, the best one that you check, and I'll get it to you really quickly. Okay. All right. I'm going to actually share my screen now. Lisa, I'm just trying to find the Outlook button over here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going. Can y'all see this right here? Advocate for Agents. Okay, good deal. All right. So if you don't have an account, I know you've heard me talk about this before, advocateforagents.com. If you can just register, you get a free account by being an advocate agent. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just log in like I do every day. You're going to automatically have this right here pull up when you log in, which is your agent portal. Okay. There's two
What
things.
you got going on today?
There's two things that I want y'all to focus on this morning. I'm going to show you Brand
did the
Central Express.
Dylan, did he close up their business? No, he closed the portable building for it. They were
Can you mute him possibly?
Uh-huh.
But no, as far as septic tank, he did one for us.
this, actually last week.
Hey Clay, hit that mute button for me, buddy.
He didn't close the septic tank in. All right, hold on a second. All right, let's see.
Let's see, I'm trying, Lisa. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, there we
There you
go.
go.
That's perfect. Here we go. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about is our flyers. We just updated them. I literally was on a call with a group of folks yesterday, and they had updated from that morning. This is on the main screen. When you agent portal, you scroll down, Brand Central Express. Okay, what this is going to do is this is going to create a high resolution flyer that they're going to email to you. Okay, that way you can save it, you can print it off when you run it low, you can post it if you need to. But I'm going to show you right here. So when you get in here, there's different categories that we used to just have one, like 3 of them on here, but now you can do Medicare changes, plan changes, general Medicare. We've added AEP. I'm going to click on AEP so you can see that. And what it does is it's going to give you multiple templates to choose from. Okay. It used to be like 1 or 2, 3 at max flyer on here. They've added it where they've added a bunch more. So I'm going to show you all what a few of them look like. Okay. So it says AEP is here, review, refresh, relax. Talks about the enrollment periods and all that stuff. I'm going to go to this next slide so you can see a couple templates here. Okay. All right. So you see that kind of changes. They have different versions of all this stuff. I like this one right here. Maybe it's because I like the green on it, but it's AEP here. So basically you can change it to whatever picture you like. There's all these different options. There's one. So y'all get the gist right there. So let's just use this last one, okay? So I'm going to click on it. When you come down here, it's going to say input the disclaimers, okay? You just put what state you're in, all right? And then it's going to have a calculation thing. This is for whatever you have in the system with us. It's going to populate it right here. So calculate organizations and all for me. And voila. There we go. So for me in the system, I'm only with 4 companies that offer 41 different plans. Okay. So now that's going to be on your flyer. Now you can actually go up here. I didn't show you all this. I'm going to go up to the top. See where it says view and edit my info. We've talked about this before. You can, if you want your name or you want your agency instead of what we have in the system on the left, you can override that info so it'll be on there. Okay. And boom, save that. And then just go down here and hit I agree. Okay. And it'll start that. They'll email that to you. Okay. That is the best way to get one to get any of these flyers. And remember, AEP obviously is the one we chose right there, but you have all these different things that you can choose from. Okay. So as you get into the rest of the year, just remember, especially with all the good CSNP plans that we have coming to the market next year, I would print one of these off and I would put it in your doctor's office, things like that. So just wanted y'all be aware, we put AEP flyers in here, templates and all that. Make sure you go in there and do that. Okay. Now, as far as goal setting, Lisa, do I have time to talk about that? Yes. Yeah.
So you're going to make the flyer for me. Y'all email it to me. Do you email it to me immediately?
Well, they're going to go in there and create it and all. So it's going to go into a system. So it's not, I don't think you're going to get it right away. It may take a couple days. Okay.
Okay. And then I go get it printed off, correct?
Yeah, we're doing that so we can design stuff and just more efficient for people to get it. You can save it and you can go in there and edit it and do as many as you want to, really. So
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. That's great. That's great.
So that's cool. I want to show you another thing just real quick. We've talked about it before. I know everybody, if you've been on the call before, we talked about personalized marketing plans. But I'm telling you, if you haven't done it to this point, right here, when you go into personalized marketing plan on that main page, all I want to talk to you about this morning is just your goals. Okay. So this is a good time to look over here where it says next year's sales goals. If you're a new agent, I think a good, now I may be wrong, Lisa, you throw out a number for me too. A good first year agent that's going to get out there and work, I would say it is feasible for them to get 40 to 50 sales. What's your thoughts?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially with all the disruption, and if you sit at home on that couch, and you're eating that Baskin Robbins every day and you don't get out, then hey, look, you may hit 10 and all, and you're gonna say, why didn't I do anything? And I'm saying you gotta get off that couch. But look, if you're out there in the community, you're getting after it and all, that right there is gonna make a difference. And now you're new agents, but now just remember, anything you do the rest of the year, everything you do is for a purpose. Okay, it's part of the process, is what a great coach once said. And if you stick to the process, you're going to do great, because what you do in January, what you do in March, and what you do in the summertime is going to create this momentum that's going to, where you're going to have a great AEP. Okay, so with that, you got to have a plan. The Bible talks about, we talked about it before, you got to have a plan. The wise man has a plan. So let's just say for a new agent, we're going to do 50 sales. Okay. Now, I'm doing it next year instead of, even though you're selling in the 2025 season right now, because these are January 1st effective dates, most of them. Okay. You may be out there during AEP and write some for 2025, people that are still aging in, but this is all for next year. So just remember throughout the year to go in here. Anytime you sell anything in Connecture, or if you use Sunfire, it's going to go to here, okay, into your goals. So I just wanted to just say, write your goals down. I mean, I promise you, Lisa Gargis back in the day, she had a goal probably for every week, you know. And so make sure you have an AEP goal, and then right when December 7th is over with, hey, I've kind of got a flow in this. I'm going to write more for the year. Let's up that goal, since we know OEP, we're going to have a great opportunity. Oh, we have C-SNPs year round. Hey, let's pump it up some more. So just be intentional is my whole thing on this. Okay, Lisa.
Well, the thing I love about this, Josh, is that it breaks it down for you, because it tells you what you have to do every week, and how close you are to making that goal. So that's what I love about this. And so I'm going to share my screen real quickly, Josh, again, if I can get there. I think you have to stop sharing yours, maybe.
All right, let's see. Nope, I think I'm.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go. Can y'all see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you see mine, Josh?
Yes. Cheerleader, goal setting.
Okay. Okay. So goal setting is essential. And the reason we wanted to just touch on that today is because the biggest waste of time is starting off without clear, specific goals, because it just causes you to react to whatever is going on around us instead of focusing on what we're wanting to accomplish. And the good news is there's never been more opportunities to achieve your goals than there are today, but only you can decide what you want. So you just got to make sure that you set those goals and work to achieve those goals. And that can make a difference between a meaningful or a meaningless AEP. And so that's why I wanted Josh to show that today, is because to me, if you don't write those down, and follow those, I feel like you're just kind of floating around and just not knowing really where you want to go. And so if you've written them down and you see how you're going to get there, I feel like that just makes it all worthwhile. And the last thing is just find a cheerleader. Find somebody that is going to help you get there. Somebody that every day or every couple of days, at the end of the day, you can call and go, look what I have done. look what I did in the last 3 days. And they're just pumped up for you. I've got a great example of that. Like yesterday, Carly Bennett called, I think it was 4:45, and she was like, I'm so sorry to call you at the very end of the day. I know you're probably ready to go home, but they had accomplished this big thing. And I was so pumped up for them. And there was nothing that we could do besides just get excited, and we just got excited together. And that's just all you want to do, is just celebrate those wins. But it's so much fun to celebrate those wins together with somebody else. I mean, I'm 5 hours from her, but you just find somebody to celebrate those wins with you. And that's what makes it all worthwhile. So I just encourage you to find that cheerleader, because that makes such a difference. So do that as well. It just makes everything so much more fun.
Well, I'll tell you something, like when we were at Humana, we would have to, we'd set our goals, but then I'd say, I know this is the goals that we give you, but like, hey, have some stretch goals and all. Well, obviously in this situation, we can't give you goals. This is something you got to do yourself. But just definitely push yourself. And something fun we used to do, and I know y'all probably got a big group me going around. I know,
We
I think
do.
out there. And so something we used to do is, has anybody ever seen that Coffees for Closers, Glengarry Ross? Anybody seen that? That Nobody's seen that? Okay,
I
go
don't,
Google Glengarry Ross, but it may have a language I don't remember. It's been years. But it's Alec Baldwin. They're all car salesmen, and they're not hitting numbers. And the guy goes to drink a cup of coffee during the sales meeting, and the guy he said, put that down. Coffee's for closers. So anyway, so every time somebody got a sale on the team, I said, if you got an MA sale throughout the day, now you may not be able to do that with 100 something people on a text thread, but I don't know if you remember that. We would send cups of coffee emoji every time we got a sale. And then somebody throw 3 cups of coffee. And we just kind of energized off each other. So make it fun, find a partner, and yeah, it's worth it. So
just if this AEP, if your goal is that you're working to buy that new car, or if you're working to pay, your kids' college off, or whatever that number is, put it up somewhere in your office, and just make sure you're trying to hit that, and make some kind of a chart where you're getting there. But that makes it all worthwhile if you're doing that. And because if you're working towards something and you see how you're getting there, that just makes you work harder. So we just encourage you to do those type of things. But hopefully today's been helpful for you. And if you want to use ringless voicemail, please get in touch with either me or Kim Bruner, please, and we will get those out for you. We are paying for those for you, so it's absolutely free to you. We encourage you to do that. If you've got any questions about the flyers, please get in touch with Josh. We encourage you to use those flyers. Take advantage of them. Getting a flyer made up for you is expensive. So when Advocate's doing that for free for you, take advantage of that as well. We've got so many resources. Just please use them. So thanks today, hopefully, for joining today. Hopefully it's been helpful. Heather, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was great.
Heather, y'all about to do ACA now?
We are.
All
Yep.
righty. Well, I better get off. Y'all have fun with that stuff.
Good to see you, Josh.
I appreciate
Thanks,
all
Josh.
y'all.
Thank you.